This defense, in this situation, you have to have balls of steel to call a play like this. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master Football, back at it again. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. If you've never been here before, this is Jake with Master Football, pro football, college football, video game football, anything related to American football we discuss in the show right now. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get in the video, man. All right, guys, we are continuing with our Obscure Prospects series. Continuing on, we've done a couple of things. We've done outside receiver, we've done slot receiver, we've done running back, we've done right tackle, we've done pass rusher, we've done corner, we've done linebacker, we've done a lot. There is one position that we are missing, man. We've got a little bit of beef on offense. We don't have a lot of beef on defense. We need to find some beef up front. Now, I know that somebody from the SEC is not necessarily going to be an obscure prospect, but we're going to the state of Arkansas. We're going to find your boy by the name of John Ridgeway. So John Ridgeway is a very obscure prospect when you talk about this prior to the 2022 season, excuse me, the 2021 season. So John Ridgeway was originally committed to the Illinois State Redbirds. He played there for 3 years, ultimately transferred to Arkansas and played his last season. So he was the, 2300th player in the country. He was the 202nd offensive tackle and the 70th best player in the state of Illinois. Like I said, he had offers. It doesn't look like he had offers from Illinois or Northwestern, but he went to Illinois State. So again, FCS rankings, but he ultimately transferred to the University of Arkansas. Remember, offensive lineman at the FCS level, and then ended up as defensive lineman at the FBS level. And boy, oh boy, your boy turned it around. Redshirt senior defensive lineman John Ridgeway, 6'6", 320 pounds. Remember, here it says right here he was redshirt senior year in 2021. Prior to Arkansas, he played from 2017 to 2021 at Illinois State. Remember that 2021 season for them was going to be in the spring, so he decided he's like, I'm going to Arkansas. Does well there. He said he's made an immediate impact as a transfer, starting in 11 of 12 games and making 39 tackles. Remember here, this guy, I'm going to make sure I preface this right now. This guy's an interior defensive lineman. His job is to occupy blocks. And boy, oh boy, did he do that. So I always check this out. His intended major is criminal justice. Don't know if he graduated or not, but again, he decided to go into the NFL. But again, criminal justice degree, I don't mind that. All right, so who is John Ridgeway? We see here his prospect grade right now is a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. There's a player that he connects with very well. We're going to get into that later on in this video. We see the college is Arkansas, 6'6", 320, 33 3/8" arms. Those are pretty long. They're not too long. They're not like special long, but they're long enough. 10-inch hands, 5'3", 40. And again, if you ever watch this 40, he is not very quick. He's not supposed to be quick. 4.73 20-yard shuttles, not super quick either, but again, it's quicker than certain players. But we see how he breaks down as an athlete. So NFL comparison is Quentin Dial. I'm not going to go quite that far. I actually have, I think, a higher level comparison to him. But we see his strengths right now. Impressive physical measurements. He bullies offensive linemen. If you leave him one-on-one, it's going to be bad news bears. Long arms and big hands. State champion wrestler with core strength and lean mass. Room for market improvement with additional technique work. And again, he's just an athlete out there. He is the ultimate boom or bust prospect. Adequate pad level into double teams, better reactive athleticism than expected when runner tests his gaps, and push rusher, but seeks out early access to a blocker's edge. So yeah, he does like a lot of bull rushes, but he is willing to take the edge if you give it to him. Some of its weaknesses here, and it's very, very simple. Lumber get off as a pass rusher. He is not super smooth. He's very strong, but not super smooth. Rarely see rush counters in secondary rush if it falls flat. And so you see here, he's knocked off his base by down blocks. Failed to defend gaps effectively against Georgia's physical front that was mentioned here by the scout in the AFC. His Georgia tape was not good. Ends up on the ground too often, and a more mauler than technician with hand usage. Like I said, this guy right here, former offensive lineman, switched over to defensive line, played in the SEC, trenches, SEC West trenches, and he was very, very successful in what he's done. So you'll see the fact he did not register very many stats here. So you see he's got 28 tackles here, 11 solo, 2 sacks. Again, that was not his game. His game is up front, in the middle, occupying blocks. I'm going to show you this play right here, which is absolutely nuts. This defense, in this situation, you have to have balls of steel to call a play like this. Okay, the reason why you have balls of steel, though, is because, I mean, check this out. Okay, so this is 3rd and 3. This play right here is 3rd and 3. The ball's on this yard line. They're trying to get to right here, and there is nobody in the middle. We've got a wide 9 over here, a wide 9 stand up over here. Think about this, okay? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the box. Now, again, there's either 2 receivers on one side or 2 receivers on the other, maybe 3 by 1, something like that. But that's where the remaining 4 defenders are. So you would assume 3rd and 3. They would have everybody in here trying to stop the run. But they don't. They have a giant gap right here and a giant gap right here. But when you got your boy John Ridgeway and he's able to do things like this, it is absolutely shocking. Like I said, let's react to this really quickly. This is going to be played at half speed. We're going to stop it at certain points. Like I just said, 3rd and 3. Watch what he does with this play. 3rd and 3 takes on this block. One-on-one. Get off me. That's ridiculous. That's what he does. So we're checking back. Boom. So right here. This guy's like, oh, he's got this block. He's totally fine. So he's going to turn and get upfield. So check him out. He put one hand. You know, he gets upfield. But the too bad is this guy's got hands on the inside. He's got his pads. And he literally just grabs him and shoves him out of the way. Right there. That defense, you should get that first down every single time. But when you got your boy John Ridgeway in the middle there, he is an absolute beast and unstoppable in one-on-one blocks. You do not want to leave him alone in one-on-one run block situations. So John Ridgeway, and again, tall, physical, former offensive lineman, switched inside, is a defense. He's probably going to be more so like a 5 technique. He might not be a nose guard necessarily in the NFL. There might be some guys that can get into his pads. He's got low pad level, which is solid for a guy who's 6'6". I suspect he's going to be he'll probably be limited in terms of his pass rush ability, but he is the kind of guy who's going to get on the field pretty early because of his run stopping ability. Going to be a 5 technique. What he's going to do is he's going to 2 gap. His job is to take on the offensive tackle. He's supposed to check left. He's supposed to check right, see where the running back is going, and then he goes that way. So he's going to 2 gap that. There's a guy who was a late bloomer, former, kind of transfer around, came from some small colleges, but is an absolute beast in the NFL, and that guy is Akeem Hicks. This is my pro comparison, obviously. Akeem Hicks. You come here and check this out, man. You see the fact that right now, it says right here, again, this is his draft profile. This is from a while ago. He was a 50.20 grade, aka he was below average. That's what he was kind of projected to be. You see the fact, pretty similar 40. He's got longer arms, though. I mean, Akeem Hicks has really long arms. His 20-yard shuttle was a little bit slower than his, but again, he was a little bit faster. Again, his game is not speed. His game is just mauling ability. Like I said, he has the frame to fit nicely, not only as a DT, but potentially as an outside end in a 3-4 scheme, and that's where he ultimately was. He can fit necessarily, in a nose gap situation, but his best attributes is his length, especially a 3-4 defensive end. You put him on the strong side, and you're not running to his side because he's going to 2-gap off that tackle and do whatever he wants. That John Ridgeway guy, I think he fits perfectly into that role. I love that guy. And I'm telling you, he's not going to be necessarily a big-time pass rusher, but I'll tell you what, he will get on the field early. He's the kind of guy who he is going to make a lot of 3-4 teams very, very happy. Like I said, former offensive tackle, has that ability, but just hasn't quite put it together. He's the kind of guy, you give him a couple years to kind of develop up, and he is going to be an absolute stud. All right, guys, get in the comments. What do you guys think of John Ridgeway? What do you guys like him? Have you seen more of his tape? I encourage you all to check it out, but I love him, man. I really, really like what he's done. That's it, everybody. I'll see you guys on Monday. I am out.